What's going on, guys? Welcome to the channel. So I've got a 2007 Sea-Doo Wake 215 here with a slight problem. The reverse lever doesn't activate the reverse gate. You can see if I pull this thing up, the reverse gate stays up and doesn't go into reverse. So I went on Amazon and bought me a brand new reverse cable. And the reason behind that, the cable's completely destroyed there, just from rust and oxidation. And it's got nothing to hold on to tension so that the cable can actually pull that gate down. So we'll be replacing that. And I'll be walking you through how to replace the reverse cable on a 2007 Sea-Doo Wake 215. And this works for the GTX version as well, and similar models that have this manual reverse lever. So first thing you want to do is remove your seats, obviously, which I've already done. Next, you want to remove this storage compartment. And the way you do that is you open it up. It's held down by two little levers right here that you can just push in, and it'll allow you to pull this whole thing up. All right, I got it out. And the way it goes back in is these two latches here just go into these spots right there. It goes in the same way it comes out. And that'll give you access to this piece in here, which attaches to that, which will make it a lot easier for you to work on. The next piece you want to remove is this cover right here. And what you need is a 10mm socket to get rid of these bolts here. I'm just using my DeWalt. Be quick about it. And before you remove it, you want to remove your engine coolant container from that cover. Just kind of set it off to the side. Now this will come off. All right, next is this portion of the air dam. There is a clip that this hose is attached to. Just pull it up off of it. There's that clip, and then it comes off as one piece. Okay, next thing I would do is just come in here and disconnect this bolt and bracket that connects to the actual cable from the lever that moves the gate up and down once you pull that lever up there. So just a quick tidbit on that. You need a 10mm socket to get that out. You got a pretty tight space in here, so just be mindful of that. And then if you've got a wrench to hold that nut back here, make it a little bit easier to take off. So once it's off, take the bolt out. There's a spacer right in the middle of that, so that comes out with it. And then this piece just twists off. There is a 10mm bolt back behind this clip here. So you'll just need a little wrench to get that off. Okay, so up here by the lever, there is a 3/8 bolt that needs to come off of here. Then down here, you got two 8mm bolts that need to back off. Once the plate is off, you can see the cable just kind of rests underneath that plate. Once you've got the cable removed, just make sure that you undo any zip ties holding that thing down. And you can see it feeds pretty much all the way back into that. Just as an FYI, when I pulled out the cable, this two-piece spacer came out with it. And the way it goes is your new cable is going to come without any of this stuff. So look just like that. And then it also pulled out like a rubber gasket. So the way it's going to go on is like this. And then your two-piece spacer is going to fit on just like this. Like that. And like that. That's what it's going to look like. That's where it came out of. Oh, another thing. This is a reverse cable holder. So it screws into that spot right there. These tend to break over time. It's just plastic. They become brittle and they break off. They sell like aluminum ones that you can replace these with, but it is an expendable part. So, and that can also prevent you from going into reverse. So it goes back in there. First, it's the rubber washer and then the two-piece spacer, and all held in by this little piece right here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna feed the straight end piece through that hole back there. And then I'll put that washer and spacer on and screw that piece on again. The white holder, it's pretty difficult to take off. I ended up just using a 15/16 socket I had. They do make some tools specifically for this piece. It looks like a long pipe that you just get on this thing, and it's pretty much a socket where you just twist it off. It's pretty easy to twist off. So just FYI. So I fed it through from the inside. So the washer and the 2-piece spacer feed back through there. It'll fit just like that. And this white piece will go in right through there. Okay, now that's back in. Don't forget that little washer to go back on. Put this piece back on. All right, now it's time to come back up here and feed your L piece through your lever. And then don't forget that sits in there just like that, right before you put your plate back on. Okay, that piece is screwed back on. That plate is back on. And don't forget to screw that piece back on and put it back on the gate. And then just screw it in as long as the lever up at the front of the ski lines up with whatever this thing's supposed to be doing, meaning if you need it to go forward, it needs to be in the forward position. So that's where that's at right now. And then I'll be doing some tests to make sure that when I put it in reverse, this thing goes down, and then vice versa, forward, going forward. Got it all screwed in. And you can do some simple tests back here. You can lift the gate and see if that lever up there rises. And you can see it does. And then do the same up at the lever. All right, you can hear it back there going. Make sure everything's tight. Whenever you're making the movement, nothing's coming loose or anything like that. Everything looks good. Once you check all that stuff, what I like to do is just, I'm gonna place a zip tie right in there, just so that cable doesn't flop around as I'm riding a ski. Time to put the airbags back on. All right, just make sure you put the cover back on. Remember, these screws bolt onto the air dam down here. Okay, it is bolted back on. Now you want to make sure you put your coolant bottle back where it's supposed to be. So just make sure when you push down, these 2 clips here engage into the slots, so it's nice and secured. And don't forget, once you check around and make sure there's no loose bolts or things you may have forgotten to tighten up in here, you put your storage container back where it's supposed to be. Remember, those notches go up in there first. This will engage by just pressing it down. Nice and tight. And then just put on your seats. Front seat first. Rear seat next. And that is how you change a reverse cable on a 2007 Sea-Doo Wake 215. Same procedure for those similar years with anything that has a manual forward, neutral, or reverse lever. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that I helped somebody out. Please leave a comment, like, and subscribe. And hopefully I'll be bringing some more of this stuff in the near future. Appreciate you guys. See you next time.